Good morning, evening, afternoon, and welcome to episode 13 or part 13 of 9, episode 3, Haru iro haru koi haru no kaze. This is literally just a stop and play again. Just started the next one. Anyway, so yeah, last one was interesting where we were just having a little talk with. I actually forgot to mention this at the end of the last one, but we were just having a little talk with Haruka, getting things across in terms of the feelings about wanting to stop Yoichi, and I finally gotten closer to one another, Haruka and Kakeru. So now they're determined to stop him, shake hands, all ready to go. And then they heard a voice saying, or trying to confirm, are you Kakeru and Haruka? And at first I was confused. I thought it was a new character at first, but then as soon as I recognized the voice, and then we saw the shadow of the character, it's like, what's going on here? So, yeah, it's Naruse, but she's got a stigma on her forehead. And she wanted to talk, if I had that correct. There's something I need to talk to you two about. And the speech as well was odd as well. It's quite formal as well. So I just wanted to check something. Yeah, she's using sun, which in direct translation in English is Mr. and Mrs. Miss type thing, and using this near, which is how I mentioned it before. It's quite formal. Well, not formal, but normal, I guess you'd say. And this is the speech itself, just because how we know of Naruse, it didn't seem right. So, yeah, interesting, okay. Well, anyway, yeah, so let's see what she has to say, shall we? Another sleepless night passes. I was tired as hell just last night, but no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't fall asleep. I lazed around my bed until 8, but in the end, I gave up and decided to start my day. I've washed my face and brushed my teeth, but I still don't feel any better. There's this deep-set exhaustion that's sunk into my bones. I mean, to him a lot of it has happened the previous day. Also, my stomach still hurts like hell from the punch. I pulled up my shirt in front of the mirror to check on it. The bruising is gone, but it's still a little red. Frowning, I pulled my shirt back down. Discovering Yoichi's trident was a pretty big shock. To my surprise, I'm also hung up over the fact that I was down for the count after one hit. Especially since that made me look lame in front of a bunch of girls. Sighing, I grab a jelly brewing drink out of the fridge and head back to the living room. My phone's blinking. I reach out and check my messages. There's a text of sort saying, "What do you want to do today?" Judging by the number of red message notifications next to it, everyone else is already awake, but they're like me and couldn't fall asleep last night. Could you suggest meeting up in the afternoon? Kosaka-senpai and Yuki voiced their agreement. Just as I'm about to say I'm fine with that too, a spatial rift appears above my table. What? Sophie's sudden outburst takes me by surprise. Seeing me gasp, Sophie gives me an exasperated look.
何よ、寝ぼけてる？
ああ、いや、おはよう。
おはよう。 今日も集まるつもり？
そういう流れにはなってるけど。
しっかりと休んだ方がいいわ
Ah,
よ。
okay. She just wanted us to rest, okay.
けど、
気持ちはわかるけれど、魂へのダメージは見た目でわからない分厄介なのよ。回復しているつもりでもそうじゃなかったりする。どうせまだ疲れが残っているんでしょ？
まあ、少し。
学校は？
ああ、休み。今日明日は。
だったら2日間ゆっくり休んでリフレッシュしなさい。どうせ集まったところでそんな陰気な顔していちゃ何も進展しないわよ。
That is true.
かもな。
話し合うのは気持ちが前向きになってから。いい？
わかったよ。
よろしい。じゃあね。
Yeah, she just came to tell us that. Satisfied, Sophie vanishes. For a moment, I hesitate. But in the end, I decide to do as Sophie says. Sophie said we should all rest today. The red message checking mark pops up almost instantly, and everyone agrees to postpone the meeting. The fact that we were all willing to drop the idea so quickly means they're probably as exhausted as I am. Even so,
休むにしても。
I grab my phone and plop back down onto my bed. How can I rest in a situation like this? My classmate's a murderer. When we try to stop him, we got our asses handed to us. Plus... come on. Tell us what happened. My phone buzzes, the tone telling me it's a direct message and not a text in the group chat. It's from Senpai. Do you want to talk about what happened yesterday? Yesterday, we had a completely unexpected encounter.
どうぞこちらへ。
Even more, it just doesn't seem right. Ignoring our confusion, Senpai strides into the shrine.
成瀬先生ですよね。
そのはずですけど。
先生もユーザーだったって。
いえ、知りませんでした。
ですよね。いつもアンニュイな雰囲気ですけど、なんだか。
とりあえず行ってみましょうか。
はい。
We chase after Naruse Sensei. After making sure we're following behind her, she turns back around and heads deeper into the shrine. She comes to a stop in a dark corner of the grounds. Her faintly glowing stigma is the only thing illuminating the area. Normally when they use a stigma, that means they're using their power. Which makes me think, if this is her normally, and then what is her power? What is she trying to do? Senpai and I are both wearing tense expressions on our faces. This is just too weird.
突然のことで驚いたことでしょう。
Just the tone is so different. She smiles gently at us. We're standing close enough that we can just barely make out each other's expressions.
もっと落ち着ける場所でお話しするべきなのでしょうが、彼女の家族の前でできる話でもありませんので、ご容赦ください。
Okay, so she is being controlled, or it's being spoken through her. Okay, so I was correct. So, it doesn't mean she is a user, I think, or... One thought that just came to mind to me was, is this, I keep forgetting her name. It hasn't come up once, so I haven't been able to remember it. But the first user of the evil eye. is she like, because obviously this is a shrine to the White Serpent and all sorts of things like this. It's more. This actually now that I mentioned that, there's two people that could be. It could be the first user of the evil arm who stopped the White Serpent, or it could be the White Serpent herself. But yeah, I mean, I'm just throwing random things here. Let's see what happens. When she says her, she points to her own chest. I knew it.
先生の姿をした現体。
いいえ、体は成瀬さつきさんご本人ですよ。私みたいにアーティファクトの力で人格を？
No, I don't think so.
それも少々違いますね。
Thought as
私
much.
はこの体をお借りしているに過ぎません。
But now it comes down to who are you? So, technically, it is a new person, so I was kind of correct.
借りる？
申し遅れました。私はイーリスと申します。
It is Edith. Okay, the first user of Ila. That is her name. Right. Okay. So I was right as that as well. Okay. Whew. I had a feeling it was, but why did I know that? Now I'm feeling like I'm Kakeru knowing something I shouldn't have. I don't know, I just had a feeling that it was Iris. Because she's still a major part of the story. And specifically mainly because Sophie kept pushing her to the side, and so trying not to talk about her. So I felt like she was still a major part. But I did not expect to actually speak to her. Interesting. So the reason why I thought it was either her or Wataman as well was because of obviously the shrine. And it meant that perhaps when the relic was first created to block the gates way to the other world, that perhaps she used herself or the White Serpent to use themselves as a means to block the gates. So in other words, they themselves were the relic. I don't know, it's hard for me to really voice more how I feel about it, how I view it, I should say.
No.
イーリスさん、メビウスの。
Oh, yeah, well, I was about to say, Haruka obviously knows about the Mobius Ring anime, while we, as well as Kakeru, know it from the myth.
白水川の伝承ご存知ですか？
はい。アニメで興味を持って調べたりしたので、ある程度は。
1000年前、白水川を襲った最悪。それを鎮めたのがイーリスです。つまりこの白田つくも神社に祀られている。
神様
I mean, you can view it as that, but I mean, from what we know, all she is a person from another world who uses relics or artifacts and just enshrined herself here in terms of as a way it means to block the other world. Senpai shrinks back in awe. Honestly, I'm pretty shaken too. Iris. According to the records I borrowed from Sensei a while back, she's a god. Is this really the same Iris? She was supposed to have lived 1,000 years ago. If it actually is the Iris of legend, then is she here to bring the situation under control, just like she did in the past? I do not think so. She probably has no physical body, or she is unable to. She has no powers apart from what she's doing now. Well, whatever, yeah. Is that why she approached us? Also, Which is why. Also, why is she using Naruse-sensei's body? I don't get what's going on at all. While we're still speechless, Naruse-sensei, or rather Iris, gives us a kind smile and begins talking.
順を追って説明させていただきたいところですが、長々と立ち話に付き合わせるのは忍びないですし、何より信用などできないでしょう。ですから今はたった一つだけ、ソフィーティアと名乗る女性にご注意。
Like, like obviously as mentioned before, I'm still like 10%, 90 to 10% trusting, not trusting Sophie. So it's yeah, I don't know. Like we obviously know we heard something speaking to Yoichi, and until we find another user from another world, or apart from ours, we have to assume that it was Sophie talking to Yoichi. But the interaction they had when Yoichi was finally unmasked, as well as everything else, it just doesn't seem right. It seemed like it's Sophie. Now I'm even more confused. Fortunately, it seems there's more to Iris's warning.
彼女の目的はアーティファクトの回収です。そのためにあなた方と協力している。そうですね。
はい、そうです。
彼女の協力者はあなた方だけですか？
Accomplices is a bit of a strong word here.
いや、他にも3人います。
失礼。正確にお伺いします。彼女の協力者はあなたとその仲間の方々だけですか？
That's what I was thinking she was talking about, but so at first I was thinking about, I think it was either episode 2 or the end of episode 1 or somewhere around there, but when we were thinking about having Sophie use Noah before Noah was even part of the group. Why doesn't she use Noah if Noah's so confident in ability? Why doesn't Sophie just follow Noah around and use her to collect all the artifacts? Remember that discussion. So obviously she would. How am I gonna word this right? So it's a bit, I don't know. So I'm trying to think right. Yeah. I understand where she's coming from. Yeah, she is implying that she's also using Rig Veda as a way of collecting the artifacts, which honestly does coincide with Ghosts when Ghost wanted to collect all the artifacts, but it just doesn't seem right because, well, obviously Ghost and her and Iris are two different. Not Iris, sorry. Sophie, because obviously they met each other during their fight, and obviously Ghost didn't know anything about it, so that wasn't it. And also during the fight with Yoichi didn't say anything. Oh, obviously because Yoichi, yeah, I don't know. Because when Yoichi was first unmasked, Sophie came out as a plushie and then came out again as her true self in front of Yoichi, and then Yoichi didn't say anything about her. Well, him not saying anything about her also is a bit weird now that I think about it, but anyway, yeah. Let's see what Iris has to say. I finally understand what Iris is getting at. Until now, the thought never even crossed my mind that Sophie might be working with other people as well.
彼女は手段を選びません。そういう女性です。
She knows her quite well.
アーティファクトを効率よく回収するために様々な策を講じていることでしょう。
I mean, we've seen that she goes to different worlds and even wanted to use Kujo's power to steal artifacts, even if that meant killing them in episode 1. Which we've never seen her mention once. Again, I don't know, because the way Sophie has been added lately, maybe she's just trying to help us so that we can stop Rick Vedder, who have gotten out of control, and because they can't, she's unable to safely collect their artifacts anymore. She's using us to collect theirs. I don't know. I feel like that's it, but we'll see.
その一つがあなた方。そして。
Iris trails off. It's obvious what she's implying. A lot of things I've been thinking were strange suddenly make sense. Iris smiles brightly, satisfied that she got her message across.
今日はここまでといたします。どうか私のことは
Okay.
お仲間にはご内密に。
I was gonna say, why have they not told anyone else about this, but okay, makes sense now.
あ、どうして？
こちらにもいろいろと都合が。またお話ししましょう。かけるさん、はるかさん。
いや。
あ、では、さようなら。どうか判断を誤らぬよう。
Interesting, the way she spoke that in Japanese is almost like she was saying, true, not to make the right choices, but it was more like, don't make any rash decisions, in a sense. In other words, when you make a decision, think about it. Iris walks off before we can get a word in edgewise. All we can do is watch blankly as she heads inside, notices it's his house.
神様まで登場するなんて、なんだか大変なことに。
そうですね。余計にややこしくなってきました。
ですよね。
送ります。駅まで。
駅、はい、ありがとうございます。
行きましょう。
はい。
We exit the shrine and start walking to the station. Our thoughts are such a mess that neither of us know what to say, so we make the trip in silence. When we're almost there, Senpai quietly mutters.
他の協力者ってリグベーダの人たちのことですよね。
ですね。多分。
Or rather, Yoichi specifically. There's something that's been on my mind. Back in the park, when Sophie transformed back to her usual stuffed animal form, Yoichi didn't look too surprised. I mentioned that just now. I can't believe I actually missed that when it first happened, but yeah. I think it's because in the back of my mind, I had a feeling like he already knows what she looks like because of that time we thought of. But my mind probably didn't put those thoughts correctly into place. Yeah, wow. He just laughed it off, saying he couldn't believe he fell for such a stupid trap. The fact that he used the word trap is significant too. Oh, I'm not following that one, but anyway. That means Yoichi knew that other users could see Sophie. Oh, yes. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wow, I did not pick that up either. That is true. And realized that I'd used the property to check whether or not he was a user. Most importantly though, Yoichi was aware of the term we'd been using for him, the evil eyes user. That is true as well. Yes, he did say, I am the evil eyes user. Yeah. That was an internal nickname that neither I nor anyone else had said in front of Yoichi before. But somehow he knew it. Well, I mean, you could have watched the anime, but I think the anime had it like that. The only logical explanation is that he's in contact with someone from the other world, just like we are. Back then I had wondered why he seemed to know so much about us. I figured someone must have been providing him our info. He really does have a connection to Sophie. That would go a long way towards explaining Yoichi's reactions. It's a plausible theory at least. It would account for why he wasn't startled when he saw Sophie, and why he knew so much about us. But if Sophie is working with him, that raises new questions. What exactly is Sophie after? Assuming she's telling the truth, I haven't discovered that Yoichi is the evil eyes user in any other branch. With her artifacts, she should now be aware of that fact in every branch. Her goal is to collect all artifacts that spilled into this world. It's possible that she's tolerating Yoichi's murders, or at least his murders of other users, to make that goal easier for her. Then once he's done enough, she'll have us defeat him and collect his evil eye as well. I thought of that as well earlier, but if you think about it, if her goal was to do it at all costs, then obviously the evil eye is the more impactful power because of as it was done 1,000 years ago. But is it because she just couldn't? No, she wouldn't. I'm trying to think now. So we met Sophie quite early on. It was before. Okay, so she first voiced her what she was that she was there. Sophie voiced the thing during the illusory fire. We saw her before that. No, just thinking about it now, I can't believe I completely missed this. We first saw Sophie in the shrine grounds, but I mean that was also because the shrine is quite important for the story itself, so it's not just because of Rick Vedder, but and then let's see. There was something I was just thinking about, but I just distracted myself. Yeah, right. So I'm trying to think of why follow your why have us search for the evil eye when she knows who the evil eye is then? Oh wait, no. I'm sorry, my mind's a bit confused here. So obviously, if she knew who the evil eye was, and she wanted us to find it, she could have just told us who it was. If we knew who it was, that would be no reason for us to go through this whole situation. Huh. After that, we'll voluntarily give our artifacts over to her, so she doesn't need to worry about us. For the sake of argument, let's assume that's what her plan is. But in that case, there's a number of things that don't make sense. Firstly, if Sophie knew Yoichi was the evil Arju's from the start, why don't you lead us to him right away? Yeah, I was thinking that as well. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, it could be just that because we weren't strong enough, but still, that's... If that was the case, then she wouldn't have gone with our plan to uncover him. Was it because she knew we couldn't beat him as we were and was waiting for us to grow stronger? I was just thinking that. I thought maybe that was why. Grow stronger, good companions to father. But then I thought, okay, then we've got the companions. We're not really strong enough yet. So now would not be the good time to do it. Wouldn't be a good time to do it. Okay, sure. Great. But then why go along with it to unmask him when you know we weren't strong enough? I don't know. No, that can't be it. Sophie isn't trying to help us hone our abilities. She didn't even tell us how to make familiars, which would have been an easy way to boost our strength. That is true as well. Like, if it was her telling the others how to do it, then why not tell us as well? Is it because we would grow stronger for her to control us? Ah, wow. Besides, if she was actively trying to prevent us from discovering Yoichi's identity too soon, she would have come up with some excuse for why she couldn't go along with our plans to expose him. Yeah, exactly what I was thinking, yeah. There's too much we don't know. What is Sophie really after? Likewise, what's Iris's goal here? If she's the god who resolved the crisis 1,000 years ago, why is she dropping so cryptic hints instead of taking action herself? Senpai glances at me, likely worried by my extended silence. I wanted to say something to spell the dark mood, but nothing comes to mind. In the end, we stay silent all the way to the station.
それじゃあ、今日はありがとうございました。
はい。イーリスさんのこと。
はい。
信用してもいいんでしょうか?
I know it might feel a bit short than usual, but I think we'll end it here as well today. I want to end it here specifically because I want to voice my opinion on this as well. Can we actually trust Iris? I just thought it was going along with this as thinking, oh, Sophie's the evil one, oh shit, okay, what are we going to do with Sophie now? I had completely forgotten that Iris could be the evil one. Iris could be the one who's been working with Rigveda and kind of shifting our view onto mistrusting Sophie. But as mentioned before, Sophie has been making a bit weird things, as well as how what's his name? Yoichi. Yoichi's the way he was when we first showed Sophie to him. Well, apparently, it just seemed like he knew about it in a sense. So I don't know. This is good writing. I like these types of mysteries that make you think. Especially ones that make you think about the past as well. They've given us so many hints, and yet I'm still unable to fully understand the whole mystery. Okay, so anything else? Well, mainly what I was thinking is mainly just what has happened in the last 5 minutes. This whole thing with Sophie is really throwing me out of control. Yeah, this episode has just mainly been about talking about Naruse, or Iris I should say, as well as the whole conversation and other things. I'm trying to recall now the conversation they had with Sophie in the beginning. Also, isn't Sophie supposedly watching us all the time? Obviously, she would have then known about the meeting with Iris. But obviously, if Iris is this all-powerful being in a sense, obviously a bit too dramatic there, but obviously she knows about artifact powers and like that, so she would know if Sophie was there or not. Maybe that's why she showed herself there and then, because she knew Sophie wasn't watching. Okay. I'm trying to think of previous events that have happened to try and get a grasp on what we know and what we don't know. Because I'm thinking now was the time when Sophie identified Kakeru's power. Because obviously if a power that is strong, as she said, Overlord, then I can see if Sophie is got ulterior motives. Then she would know that Overlord is dangerous power, because it would show the future of them not trusting her. I'm using what we're seeing here, but anyway. So if she does have ulterior motives and it plans to backstab Kakeru and them and the party, then obviously we might see that later. And if Overlord is a strong enough power, then when did we find out about a power again? Was it before or after the meeting? It was before. I think I might have gotten something there. So if we take this as the reason why Sophie wants us to find Evil Eye is because she is unable to either control him or knows it's going to be nearly near impossible to take the artifact back from him later. So she's using us to do that. And then likewise, if Kakeru's power Overlord is as powerful as she says, then obviously it would be hard for her to take our artifact back as well. So knowing that, she accepted that she would unmask Yoichi, because regardless, one of the powerful artifacts that she wants would be gone. No, that doesn't make sense then, because then she stopped the evil eye affecting Kakeru when Yoichi was using it. So that doesn't make sense either. Wow. My mind is going left and right, back and forward with Sophie. I'm so lost. But this is good, it's good. So hopefully we get some more information or something about this later on, because okay. I'll see if I'll think about something offline, I guess you could say. See if I think about something, but most of the time my mind stays here. I don't normally think outside of recording, I guess you could say. So you don't have to miss how I think about this. Yeah, I'll just leave it there. It's getting interesting again. Can't wait to see what's going to happen next. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please let me know what you thought, and I'll see you all next time.